The top seeds are showing up and showing out at Roland Garros right now. Literally. Hey, my name is Christian Basnight, and welcome to Christian's Court, where I cover tennis from all angles. On his 14th attempt, Grigor Dimitrov is into his first ever Roland Garros quarterfinal, beating his friend Hubert Hurkacz 7-6, 6-4, 7-6. There was a bit of controversy in this match in the third set, as at 4-5, 40-30, Hurkacz hit a forehand that was clearly wide but wasn't officially called out until chair umpire Alison Hughes came down to make the call at Grigor's request. Hurkacz absolutely lost it and repeatedly told Hughes to call the supervisor, which is pointless because his supervisor cannot overturn a call like this. He then yelled so bad and cursed and asked his team why Hughes was in the chair. After holding serve the following game to go up 6-5, Hurkacz asked Grigor if he wanted to switch umpires. Listen to the audio for this bizarre exchange.
G, you want to make a change? You want to continue with the lady here?
Want to continue with what?
I mean, like, if you want to continue with the lady here, you're fine, or you want to change? Or ask for a change, up to you.
Change what, sorry?
Change the lady on the chair umpire.
Ultimately, Grigor went and came to Hubie to presumably calm him down, and the two high-fived before resuming play. A lot of people found this funny because first, the gall of a player literally asking their opponent to switch out a chair umpire. And then two, a lot of fans, especially Hurkacz fans, just thought it was funny because Hubie, they say is an easygoing guy. It's a one-off event and, it's harmless. But personally, I thought this was very disrespectful and out of line, especially to be doing this to Alison Hughes, who is such an experienced chair umpire. She's had over 30 years of experience, which is longer than I believe Hurkacz has even been alive. She's also chaired over 20 Grand Slam finals, so she's definitely knows what she's doing out there. And this was not the only time, though, that Hughes has had a player step to her like this tournament. In fact, less than 24 hours before this Hurkacz match, Thanasi Kokkinakis threatened that he would go off on her if she did not overturn a line call. I get it was the heat of the moment, and Hurkacz was likely frustrated to be losing yet another match to Dimitrov, but the ball was not on the line like he thought. It was wide, and he was literally wrong. As I mentioned earlier, people just laughed this off because Hurkacz has had a reputation for being such an easygoing person, especially off the court, but he definitely has an angry side. In fact, in Miami earlier this year, Hubie was playing Dimitrov, and he lost a crucial point in a third set tiebreaker after an umpire correctly called him out for his foot touching the net. Hurkacz lost it and simply refused to accept the call for a few minutes, so it's definitely, I think it's an issue there with him and umpires, and I don't think he really respects them as much as he should. The poll really didn't seem too apologetic about his actions after the match in the press conference, as he more or less said that these type of disputes happen on the clay. Grigor will meet second seed Jannik Sinner for a spot in the semifinals. The Italian overcame a slow start to down the last remaining Frenchman, Corentin Moutet, 2-6, 6-3, 6-2, 6-1. Sinner went down love 5 in the opening set and was a point away from conceding the bagel. The flashy Frenchman came out on fire and troubled him with constant drop shots. Corentin even went up for the early break in the second set, but Moutet's mojo soon after died down as many of his drop shots started missing their mark. Sinner was also aided by his own improved first serve percentage as he began rolling whenever he stepped up to the line in the last 3 sets. Looking ahead to this next matchup between Jannik and Grigor, Sinner leads the head-to-head 3-1 as he dominated the Bulgarian 6-3, 6-1 in this year's Miami Open final, which was their last meeting. I anticipate this one being much more competitive, though. Dimitrov will have more in the tank here, and I think that this match being on clay will bode much better for him. His lone win over Jannik was on the dirt in Rome, although that was about 4 years ago. I could see Dimitrov pulling off the upset, to be honest, but I will be sticking with the higher-ranked Sinner to prevail in 5 sets. Perhaps the bigger quarterfinals popcorn match would be between Carlos Alcaraz and Stefanos Tsitsipas. Alcaraz destroyed my boy Felix Auger-Aliassime 6-3, 6-3, 6-1. This was a disappointing outcome, not only because Felix lost, but because he lost so handily. I was expecting much more because Felix played so well to defeat Ben Shelton in straight sets the round prior, but I honestly don't know if he truly believed that he could take down Alcaraz in this match. He just felt like he lost a lot of mojo and a lot of confidence in himself himself when taking the court. He should have at least won a set against Carlos, and he had good openings in a lot of the sets, especially the first and second sets, but he was a bit too passive whenever he had break points, and Carlos took full advantage. Felix's return, net play, and backhand also let him down quite a bit in this match. Tsitsipas, meanwhile, survived a strong surge from Italian Matteo Arnaldi, winning 3-6, 7-6, 6-2, 6-2. Arnaldi, who took down Andrei Rublev in straight sets the round prior, looked poised to earn another big scalp, troubling Tsitsipas with his heavy weight of shot and excellent defense the first 2 sets. Arnaldi really should have went up 2 sets to love. He led Stefanos 5-3 in the second set and held 4 set points, but squandered them all. After dropping set number 2, the win was pretty much completely taken out of the Italian sails, and Steph cruised to victory. Carlitos leads the head-to-head with Tsitsipas 5-0, and he beat the Greekman in straight sets when they met in this very stage at Roland Garros last year. I do not see this one being another straight sets affair, as I believe Stefanos is playing better tennis right now than he was 12 months ago. However, I do not think this matchup serves him well of him facing Carlos, so I will have Alcaraz go 6-for-6 to return to the Final Four, winning this one in 4 sets. We have 4 exciting men's matchups on tap for Monday, though, as Medvedev takes on Alex de Minaur for the 9th time. Daniil leads the head-to-head with the Demon 6-2, but I think the clay would suit the Aussies' game more, so I will be touting him to scalp the 5th seed. Taylor Fritz faces 2-time finalist Casper Ruud now for the 2nd time in their careers. I will be favoring Ruud here to win this one in 4 sets, as I just think that he's the superior clay player, and Taylor, I know, had a pretty late finish in his 3rd round match as he got past Tanazi Kokkinakis in 5 sets. That match lasted 4.5 hours, and Ruud meanwhile got a nice, edgy 4-set win over Thomas Martin Echeverry, who is a solid clay court player in himself. I just think Ruud overall will have more in the tank. Now, speaking of guys who had late finishes, Novak Djokovic was on the winning end of the latest ever Roland Garros finished match. He beat 30th seed Italian Lorenzo Musetti in a 5-set thriller, which ended at approximately 3:07 a.m. Novak was understandably exhausted, and some players like Iga Swiatek and Coco Gauff came to his defense and shared that Novak probably didn't get to bed until around 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. when you consider post-match recovery. This year, the ATP and WTA both implemented new rules that states that no matches can start after 11 p.m. Now, the Grand Slams do not have this rule, although Wimbledon does enforce a curfew, which prevents matches from going on too late. This was a tough situation, from the tournament standpoint, because on one hand, you were dealing with a lot of, delayed matches due to the rain, and you want to get all the matches on playable so that no matches are, play the next day and players don't have to play twice in a row, 2 days in a row. But that ended up happening anyways, as Novak literally finished, I believe Sunday, and now he has to play Monday. So, either way, it just didn't bode well for him. It also didn't help that the tournament tried to squeeze in Grigor Dimitrov and Zizou Bergs' match. They anticipated that match probably lasting, 2 hours, maybe 2.5 tops, but it actually ended up going on for 3.5 hours. So that definitely didn't help proceedings. I think this match, though, will ignite a lot of change and cause the majors to consider a rule change, because finishing that late, honestly, it's just utterly ridiculous, and I do not know if Novak will be able to fully recover in time. Now, you think the tournament would look out for Novak and have him play another night match to give him ample time to recover, but it's Roland Garros. They never make the right decision. Instead, the defending champion will face his next opponent, Francisco Cerundolo, 4 p.m. local time. The night session for Monday will instead be between Alexander Zverev and Holger Rune. Rune won their lone meeting, which was at Zverev's home tournament in Munich on the clay back in 2022. Alex is playing on house money at the moment, as he recovered from 1-4 double breakdown in the 5th set to Talon Griekspoor to ultimately advance to the 2nd week. Rune, who had been struggling with form pretty much all season, seems to be finding his groove, as he recently scored a straight sets win over lucky loser Josef Kovalik. I do think Rune can do it, but will he? I don't think so. I just think that Zverev will be on it, especially after coming so close to defeat. And I think that Sasha will be taking this in 4 sets, unfortunately. Now on to the women's action. Experience prevailed big time on day 8 as all the top half women's seeds advanced without too much fanfare. Iga Swiatek absolutely crushed Anastasia Potapova 6-love in 40 minutes for her shortest ever tour level victory. This was Potapova's first slam second week, and she really played like it. It was just an utter mess out there for her. I know she had a long 4-hour match the round prior against Xingyu Wang, and she could have been drained, but it was just sad, honestly, to watch her like that. The win marks Iga's 5th consecutive Roland Garros quarterfinal appearance, where she'll face Marketa Vondrousova, who beat lefty qualifier Olga Danilovic 6-4, 6-2. Iga will be the considerable favorite in this match, as she never even dropped a set to the Czech in their 3 previous affairs. The pair played twice last year, first in Cincinnati, and their second meeting came in the WTA finals. Iga took those both obviously in straight sets. Both those matches though had a similar tale of the tape, as Marketa started out much stronger of the two and even served for the opening set in both matches before Iga just utterly dominated the second set. The pair's lone clay meeting was here in Roland Garros in 2020, where Iga steamrolled Marketa 6-1, 6-2 in the opening round en route to her first major title. Winning this opening set will be crucial for the Czech lefty, because if she doesn't, I'm afraid that she'll be suffering the same old fate. I think honestly she does have a solid shot at troubling Iga, but at this point she's probably gonna have to play one of the matches of her life. Right now I think that Iga is just in far too good scary form, so I'm going with her to win this one in straight sets. Our other top half quarterfinal match is between 3rd seed Coco Gauff and 8th Ons Jabeur. Coco cruised past Italian Elisabetta Cocciaretto 6-1, 6-2, while the Tunisian bested 21-year-old Clara Tauson 6-4, 6-4. Coco leads the head-to-head with Ons 4-2, and she only dropped 1 game in their previous meeting at the 2023 WTA Finals. These two played here in 2021, where Gauff also dominated Jabeur 6-3, 6-1 in the 4th round. Coco has looked very solid this tournament, although she hasn't played, two tough opponents, and her highest ranked opponent being 30th seed Diana Yastremska. She has yet to drop a set, and I know she's the only person in the top half who has yet to drop a set this entire tournament. I honestly think that she will be too strong for Ons, and I pick Gauff winning this one in 2 sets. Looking forward to tomorrow's women's 4th round matches. Rybakina and Svitolina are first on Chatrier, followed by Sabalenka and Navarro. Jasmine Paolini starts play on Suzanne Lenglen when she takes on Elena Evanesian, and then Mira Andreeva will look to play party pooper when she faces Frenchie Varvara Krejcikova. That's it for my Day 8 Roland Garros recap, and let me know in the comments who you think will join our quarterfinalists after Day 9's action. Also, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified whenever I post more Roland Garros content throughout the tournament. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time here on Christian's Court.